Hello and welcome to Llama Talks podcast. Today we're going to be talking about...
the ocean!
More specifically...
Oh, that's the topic though, you have to start with the ocean.
The ocean. And the topic of the ocean is...
sailing and surfing.
Surfing and sailing. Because surfing is better, so it goes first.
We do also need to explain the error with the fact that we said sharks last week. That didn't happen.
We said we were going to do sharks last week.
We're not doing sharks.
We're not doing sharks yet because...
There you go, and that's the story.
Yeah, that's fine.
We didn't want to.
So...
We know about this and we haven't done research.
How we do podcasts, and hopefully they'll be better now because we're trying new stuff. Like we're trying to do like prompts and stuff. So, and it should hopefully keep us on track instead of talking about how Americans have more summer than us.
We did. We attempted to record this.
I forgot to research it. Oh, never mind.
Was that last week?
Yeah.
That was last week.
Okay. So, Sparrow. Why did you get into it?
Into it being sailing, because that's clearly my thing.
Why did you get into sailing, Sparrow? Sailing Sparrow?
Well...
Sailing Sparrow. Sorry, go ahead.
Basically, I went to someone's birthday party when I was young at some point.
Yes, he was at a birthday.
I went to a reef
and,
building. I went to a reef building party when I was little, and I liked it. So for my birthday, 1 or 2 years later, they said, "Do you want to have some sailing lessons?" Because they were looking at what else the place does. I was like, "Yeah, okay then." So I did my stage 1 and I enjoyed it. So I did my stage 2 and my stage 3 and my stage 4, and then my dad was like, "Oh well, now we either have to consistently pay to send you out with the people to sail because you can't really sail by yourself anymore. Well, yet really, or I have to kind of learn to sail." So he decided to learn to sail and he enjoyed it, and then after he enjoyed it, he decided to buy a boat. So now we have a boat and now I sail.
Yeah.
Basically.
What's like the difference between stage 1 or
stages?
Stage
it's really
ones.
confusing. The RYA, who do the sailing level stuff, do the youth course.
All right, thank you.
No, they do the youth course and the adult course. And the youth course has 1 to 4 stages, and the adult course has 1 to 3 levels. I don't know why. They just decided.
Okay. Yes, I feel like it wouldn't be that interesting to the viewers for you to go through every stage, so we shall move on to why.
It's just levels. Like, I mean, everyone knows how levels work. You know, you count, it gets harder.
But you know, like first level is just like learning the basic how to sail. Like, you know that stuff.
You can go to RYA and find
so,
that out.
Aren't you going to ask me a question now?
I am. How did you get into it? How did you get into it?
How did I get into surfing? Surfing. Yes, surfing. Basically, me and my dad every summer were like, we're going to go surfing this summer. From like when I was about like 5. It never happened until one summer it actually happened because my dad was working this summer. So he was like, hey, there's a course starting today. Do you want to go join it? It's like a week surfing and it's £100. So I was like, okay. And I had to skateboard down. They had surfboards and stuff. And it was very fun. And I really got into surfing and I can surf fairly well. Fairly well.
Unlike me. should we do our stories?
No, you can get to hear that story later.
Okay.
That story. You're gonna have a spooky story now. Spooky experiences. That's the word.
Spooky experiences within
spooky
our
experiences.
Sport.
Okay.
Go on then, you go first.
No,
I'm going first.
No.
Well, no.
No.
The viewers will go first.
Okay.
Leave a comment of your spooky stories.
Oh, I can't believe that happened to you. Oh, it's okay. That happened to you.
Okay. It's good.
So Sparrow.
So my turn now. Well, we went sailing on an evening one time. It was during a school last year, I think it was. I can't remember. It was either late in the season, so like approaching winter, or early in the next season, like just when it was just getting warmer again, and it was quite blustery and wet and cold.
Blustery,
like windy. Blustery.
Learning time. I learned a new word. Did you? Comment down below, please. We need comments. Please.
Okay, can I continue now?
Yes.
Yeah, it was quite blustery, and so we decided to. I had seen someone I knew went sailing without their mainsail, which is like the big triangle. So we just put the small triangle up, which is called the jib. And it turns out we learnt the hard way. You can't steer if you only have the jib up, because it like pushes.
I think you're just talking gibberish.
Oh, that was awful.
No, it wasn't. It was great.
It was good.
It was great. I'm the best. Yeah, leave a like for my jokes.
Yeah, but that was fun. So you can't steer, and we went downwind, and then had to try and get back upwind without a rudder, without being able to steer, and we just kept getting pushed further and further into the harbour. So eventually we basically sailed it towards the edge of the harbour, where there's a load of private houses with slipways at the end, but they're all like we think at least they're all like holiday homes. I don't think lots of them are anyway. So there wasn't really people in them, and if they were fast asleep. No, they weren't. They were just like inside or something.
They were.
No one. It wasn't like there was loads of people out on the.
It was starting to relax for an evening. A lovely book by the fireplace.
Okay. And luckily, it's not very deep, the harbour. So my dad we put the jib down, and my dad waded us in the water, dragging the boat.
So did you just get to sit on there going da 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 while he pulled you around on the boat?
I paddled, but I mean I was quite scared at the time.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down
like,
the spine.
It's one of the things. Looking back on it now, it's easy to laugh about. But when you're in a situation like that, it's scary.
Yeah.
When you think you're just gonna like end up having to be like miles up.
I know a scary story. Smooth transition. Right, am I right? Yeah.
The eyebrows.
yeah, eyebrow up and down. Yeah. Mine's not going to be as detailed as Barry's because I am lazy. No, mine. I feel like I'm bad at telling stories. Okay, don't ask why I'm doing podcasts. I'm bad at telling stories, but I am. So basically, I was just walking along the cliff top one evening-ish. It was like. Yeah. It was kind of like end of summer, like a year ago. End of summer, so it was just started getting dark, and I was like, "Ooh, the waves look fairly good today." So then I came back and asked Dad, "Can we go out surfing?" He doesn't surf, but you should always have someone at least watching you, because if something goes wrong, they can like call someone and get you help or run in and save you.
If you're not deep. Yeah,
if it's not that deep. Always go surfing with a partner. And so we were walking down, and he met some people on the zigzag on the way down. So he started chatting to them, and I was like, I'm just going to go and surf because you can see me from here. And the one day he doesn't come down is the scariest day for waves, because like they were the biggest waves that I've ever surfed. I can't really like. I didn't surf them really, so that's why I'm like surfed. I didn't really surf them. But, they were like 3 foot high. Normally you just jump over them because you're in the water. But it's like you're standing there and just someone's like 3 foot high standing over you. And also I didn't time it right, so I didn't time it after it crashes, so I get the crash bit. Do you know what I mean, the crash bit?
Sure.
Like, I got the barrel bit when it's just about to crash, so then it kept crashing on me, and I kept going under, and it was really scary and cold, and I did not like it. And I swallowed a lot of seawater, which does not taste nice.
You see, this is why I don't like surfing, right? My only experience with surfing...
with me.
Basically that happened, and it wasn't even big waves. It was like...
They were like half a foot high. They weren't even waves, they were just little bumps in the sea.
Yeah, it wasn't wavy, and he just basically just pushed me into shore, and I just kept hitting into shore and like getting mouthfuls of sand. And
yeah, so like what happened is I brought my surfboard down because I was thinking, I'll surf, and there weren't any waves, so I just paddled around for a bit. Paddling around on a surfboard's really fun. And then I was like, Sparrow, come and have a go. So he was like, alright, so I got him to lay down to do the stuff, and I pushed him, and the first time it went alright, he was like, whee! Do the noise.
No, I
do
can't
the
noise.
Do it anymore.
I did not make that noise.
No, you didn't, but I'm happy I have that on recording, and I'm going to edit that into something later.
Just a loop.
No, that's going around school.
Oh dear.
So yeah, and then the second time, because he was too far forward, he nose flopped into the sand, and then he was a little bit grumpy, but not really grumpy. So when I mean grumpy, a bit like, so he tried it again, and it went okay. And then the last time he got a mouthful of seawater and then went, no, I'm not doing it anymore. No, and I was like, come on, it was fine. It was just a coincidence.
You make it
like,
sound so
"No,
grumpy. I was
no."
just like in pain in my mouth. I was like,
Weird choice of words, but alright. In pain in my mouth. It's alright.
but yeah. So your experience with sailing. I've talked about my experience with
Yeah.
surfing.
Your
This was
experience with air brackets with like the finger things because it wasn't really
yeah.
surfing.
I mean, again, this experience with you sailing.
With me sailing, definitely not paddling. No.
Well, this was
Spoiler
when
alerts.
we had our boat when we first bought it. It was a club boat, like it belonged to a club previously. Someone else had bought it off the club when it got older or whatever. They wanted to replace it for a different model, and we bought it off him. So it was like third hand or whatever. And well, it was at a lake, rather than anywhere like a harbour or a river
Or the
somewhere
ocean.
or somewhere attached to the ocean. Yeah, so it wasn't the biggest thing, and it had a relatively small island in the middle, but it was tall enough.
Yeah, 2 islands.
It had 2, but one was
just rocks.
one was in the corner,
Yeah.
towards the edge of the lake where
And we nearly
The
hit
wind-
both of them.
the wind was dead anyway. But the wind did some funny stuff because it wasn't very big. It wasn't like a massive open stretch of water where the wind could just do what it was doing. It had to be like, it got affected by the trees a lot, so it wasn't very good. You'd randomly hit a patch where you thought you were going downwind and then suddenly you're going upwind again.
Yeah. And we nearly bumped into both islands.
We did.
And to get away from the rocks.
To get away with the rocks, and when the wind died in some places, Llama just paddled.
Yeah, because they had a paddle, because you have to have a paddle, and the paddle was really fun, and I like paddling.
So we concluded
I
that
prefer
he
paddling
prefers
to sailing.
kayaking to paddling.
Yeah. Oh, also, we found out that one of your sails had a hole in it, because the rats had eaten it.
Oh, well, when we bought it, it said it had a mainsail, a jib, and a spinnaker that was in unknown condition. Or in other words, the spinnaker's no good.
Yeah.
So we knew when we bought it, that was just the first time we'd actually bothered to try and take it out. I don't actually know how to use a spinnaker because I've never had proper training.
You spin Monica. It's a spinnaker.
No, it's for I know the idea. It's going downwind. It's like a massive kite that just blows you faster downwind.
Ooh, kite.
Um,
Can you have a sailboat kite? Like, if the wind's big enough, can you just be holding on and your sailboat's up there and you're going, ah?
I have literally no clue.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, it did. It had. It was kind of rotten and manky. We threw it away.
And your rat had got. This
But
is
that's fine.
a
We now have
nutritious
space
meal.
where the because when you going up when you don't want a spinnaker because it pushes you backwards, so you just kind of put it in the boat. But now where it was in the boat, we have space. So
So you
well, we don't actually
what do
know
you store there?
a paddle mostly.
Dun dun dun. Paddle. I like paddles. Anyway,
But yeah,
that's our experience and. Oh no. Remember how after we went sailing, there was like a thing and we kept jumping in the water.
oh yeah, there was like a pontoon because there was the club at the.
Explain for the people who don't sail and don't surf. What is a pontoon?
A pontoon's like a little floating. Well, the pontoons and jetties are like pontoons like a jetty, but it's floating. A jetty's like attached to the ground.
It's like floaty things that are on the water that you can walk on to get into the water.
I think most people will probably know what a jetty
yeah,
is.
it's just like what the word
The difference is
Yeah.
a jetty's like one that's attached to the ground on
Yeah.
the floor of the sea, lake, whatever, and a
Anyway,
pontoon's floating.
so
We did,
were
we
on the
jumped
pontoon
in.
and we kept jumping in.
It was so cold.
Sparrow was a bit nervous. I was like, let's go for the end, the deepest end straight away. And Sparrow was like, no, we'll work our way up slowly. And then
I
wanted to do it
don't
with him, I was
like-
like sploosh, doing like the tiny jumps. And I was like, come
I'm
on, just
getting
do it.
better though. We
You
went
are.
kayaking,
We did go kayaking.
and I jumped in off a tree.
Yeah, into water.
Yeah, I just jumped off onto my land. I'm getting there. I'm working my way up to water.
So yes, we have had a lot of fun experience with the ocean. and we love the ocean. Hence, we wanted to talk about it. So I think
Exactly.
that's time to wrap up this podcast. I don't know why I'm speaking like this
Are we
now,
going
but
to
I am.
mention next week? Maybe.
I don't know.
We might be doing sharks.
We will be doing sharks unless we have a comment.
Get a
Please comment.
please. Putty please.
Please. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, do a little mishmash. Yes.
And we'll see you in the next.
No. You always miss this part. Social media and Discord server is in the link below. Go click them, and we will see you in the next podcast.
Bye.